technology in low and middle income countries. When we talk about global health, we tend to focus on the low and middle income because most of the issues on health are in these areas like Africa, in some countries in Southeast Asia, etc. So accessibility related to the cost, because most of the time it is expensive, and availability. It is mostly in the developed countries, such as in the case of the ARTs or antiretroviral therapies for HIV/AIDS. It is highly accessible in UK. But if you look at the Congo, only 14% of those who need it have an access. So imagine the gap between the poor and the rich. Appropriateness and ownership. In Gambia, 80% of the medical devices come from the nation. Imagine the problems with regard to electrical compatibility, the 220 and 110 voltages. Language, if this is donated by German government, sometimes it is written in German language, which most of the countries do not understand. And then, what else? The parts, perhaps, are not available to maintain the devices. So there are challenges that happen because of the lack of ownership and appropriateness of the technology. And then equity. The 30 companies all have their headquarters in high-income countries. This is in the context of research and development of medicines, the pharmaceuticals, the biomedical technologies, etc. So, according to Yame in 2011, he highlighted the different factors that affect the scale-up of innovations in healthcare. First is the attributes of the technology. Is it simple? Is it easy to use? Or the attributes of the implementer, are they favorable for the change? Even the top management of the organization, are they okay with the innovation? Delivery strategy, is it being delivered through innovative approaches? Does it create vertical systems that there are already available that can be tapped on? Attributes of the adopting community. It is not just about the organization, but also the environment where it exists. And then socio-political context. Is it in accordance with the policies and the laws of the land? And then research context. Can we monitor the sustainability or monitor if it has an adverse impact? So these things need to be considered in order for us to make a successful healthcare innovation. So these are examples of technology that are designed to meet the needs of the low and middle income countries. The Jaipur food, for instance, was developed in India. And look at the price, it's $40 as compared to the ones being used in the developed countries, $8,000 to $12,000. So there are certain technologies that can be think of that can be used in low-income countries. Okay. So last is the e-ranger ambulance, which does not, because in Africa and even in the Philippines, in rural areas, we don't have a sophisticated ambulance, and this is being used to transport the mothers, and it reduced the maternal mortality rate in Malawi from 556 down to 235 because of these kind of technologies. So my parting words, without ownership or appropriateness from the side of the users, technology is always. Thank you. Let me call on Clarice, also from the Philippines, who will discuss the technological advancements in the education sector.
Good morning, everyone. I will discuss one of the applications of technology for the education sector, which is the Education Management Information System, or EMIS, and its benefits. But before I tell you about their benefits, let me describe to you what an EMIS, or an Education Management Information System, is. It is a tool that we use for collecting, storing, retrieving, processing, analyzing, and disseminating data. In short, it holds and shares data that is used for the improvement of the education system administration and management. It's usually owned by a Ministry of Education, but it's implemented differently in various countries because each country has its own needs and context. Different technologies are also available in various countries, but at the heart of all MSS, you would have data that the education sector needs. And I will discuss its benefits for 3 different groups. The first group being Ministries of Education. For Ministries of Education, their mandate is to manage the education system. And for them to do that, they need good information. What do we mean by good information? They need data that is timely, comprehensive, and relevant for their policy formulation, strategic planning, budgeting, and their monitoring and evaluation. I'm going to give the example of the Philippines, where we went from manual data collection from more than 60,000 schools to automated collection through an online database that makes data automatically accessible to all levels of our ministry. When before it took us at least 10 months to consolidate the data, 10 months is the duration of the entire school year, it now takes us at most 4 months. When before we submitted national budget proposals using 3-year-old data, we're now just using 2-year-old data. And when we actually allocate and deploy resources, we now just use 1-year-old data instead of using 2-year-old data. This is one of the benefits that having timely information help the Philippines with, to have better resource management and more judicious use of funds. Second, it also has benefits for school administrators and teachers because it helps them in understanding the situation of the school and its learners so that they can improve school management and the teaching and learning experience. An example that I would like to cite is the experience of Cecil County in Maryland, USA, where they created an academic index that tracks factors that impact a student's success in school and even see if they are at risk of dropping out or at risk of encountering problems. What this helped Maryland teachers in doing is they said that it helps aggregate and visualize data that they only used to know as anecdotes. So they knew that some students were having problems and these were the causes. But now that you put it in a system where they see systematically how each factor like assessment, discipline, and attendance affects their learners, they're able to implement interventions and even see how the interventions affect the academic index of each learner. And for the third group, it also has benefits for parents and the local community. There are a few parents in the group, and I think one of the problems is where to send your children, where to bring your children, which school to choose. And providing data to parents enables them to participate more actively in the education, and it even allows local communities to also demand accountability from schools and their government. An example that I would like to cite is in Uganda, where in Uganda, the national agency sends budget to schools. However, schools don't receive the full amount. So what the national government did is every month they published the amount that they were sending to the schools, so that the parents and even local communities could demand of the different levels of bureaucracy to not take away any money from what was being brought down to the schools. And given those 3 that I cited,